Assalamualaikum students. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about output devices, we had discussed about input devices. We are doing our chapter number 2, which is data devices, and today we are going to study about memory. So, every just like human beings have a memory, and the brain is used to store different things inside our memory. Similarly, computer also have memory. So, the computer memory is basically a temporary storage area. So it holds the data and instructions that the CPU, which is the central processing unit, needs. So whatever there's this the data that there's permanent data and there's temporary data. So it is all stored in the memory of the computer. So whenever the CPU, which processes the information, which is the center of processing um, instructions, it holds the memory, it holds the data, and it holds all the data in the instructions, and then the CPU, when it needs it, it gives the data to the CPU. So before a program it runs, the program is loaded from some storage medium into the memory, and then the what happens is, and this allows the CPU to have direct access to that program. So memory is a need for any computer. So it is basically a very important part of of any computer. So without memory, there is no computer, simply put. So a computer is basically an electrical device, and it understands only electricity on and electricity off. So it does not understand A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, or the instructions that my name is this, or open this, or open that. So it only understands zeros and ones. Zeros means that uh, these are binary digits. So computer only understands binary languages, which consists of zeros and ones. And so um, all the things in the computer, all the numbers and the text and characters are represented as codes which are made up of zeros and ones. So these character codes are called ASCII codes, and Unicode and other different codes. So ASCII code basically means that it is basically the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So basically there's these codes which are made by the computer, which are American Standard, according to made by American Standard, which are in the form of zeros and ones. So a computer only understands zeros and ones. So for example, the letter A, it is denoted by this ASCII code. There's an ASCII code for it, for which is 0100000001. So the basic working unit of computer memory is a group of 8 bits, which is called a byte. Okay, so which is called a byte. So total there are 8 bits. Sorry, I mean 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Just as I told you that, for example, the letter A is denoted by 0 1 0 0 0 0 and 1. So this is 8. So all these digits, when they are 8, they are called together, they are called a byte, and each byte, it consists of small bits. So these are 8 bits, and together they make a byte. So this is some information about binary codes and computer memory. So let's read what is written over here. So the storage capacity of a computer is called its memory. Memory enables the computer to store data, instructions, and information. As I told you that how much data can be stored inside the computer is called its memory. So it depends on the size, which is measured in gigabytes, megabytes, terabytes, not terabytes, sorry, megabytes, gigabytes, or so it enables the computer to store data, instructions, and information. So data are facts, figures, words, etc., that we want the computer to work on. So when we use a computer, basically we're working on data like figures, words, alphabets, numbers. So all these things we are working on. These kind of things that we need to the computer to work on. So instructions, what are instructions? Instructions are basically the commands that tell the computer how they work, how to work on the given data. So when you enter a data inside the computer, you're basically telling the computer that you give commands to the computer. Okay, this is how you will process, and this is how you will work on this data. Information is the result or the output given by the computer. So whatever we provide instructions and commands to the computer, and in return computer gives us information or output. Okay, so now binary digits. What are binary digits? I've already told you. A computer works with only two digits, zeros and ones. So you have to remember that computer only understand binary digits. So what are binary digits? Binary digits are 0 and 1. Okay, 0 and binary digits are 0 and 1. Binary means 2, 0 and 1. So the computer only understand binary language, which means it only understand two characters, which are two digits, which are 0 and 1. The data input into the computer is first converted into zeros and ones for the computer to understand them. We have discussed about languages um, in previous lectures. So computer understand only zeros and ones. So whatever instructions are given to the computer, if you write whatever things at the back end, those instructions are converted into the form of binary language, in machine language, which is called machine language, or which is called machine codes. So every instruction that is fed to the computer is converted into binary digits, zeros and ones. Okay, sorry. Okay, these digits are called binary digits or bits. So these are called binary digits or bits. So basically you will remember the names of bits. A bit is the smallest chunk of information a computer can work with. Okay, bit can be 0, bit can be 1. So there, if you talk about 1 bit, which means 0. If you talk about 2 bits, then can be 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0. So these are 2 bits. So one digit is 1 bit, two digits means 2 bits. So but only 0 and 1, no other digits. Okay, so it is the smallest chunk of information. Means 1 means um, off, and or 0 means on. So this is how the information is fed to the computer. So these digits are called binary digits. So a bit is the smallest. Okay, this is the smallest piece of information that computer can work on. 8 bits make up a byte. A byte is denoted by 8. So when 8 bits are together, it means that 0 0 0 0 0 0 or 1 1 1 1 1 1 8 times, that make up a byte. So together 8 bits is equal to 1 byte is equal to 8 bits, and a byte is denoted by 8, means it has 8 bits. So 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. The memory of a computer is represented in bytes. That is, a byte is the unit of measuring computer memory. So just like we have units for weight, like kgs or grams, or we have units for length, like centimeter, meter, or area, square meter, and all these different units for different things. So similarly, the unit for measuring computer memory is bytes. So it can be kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes. So it depends. Okay, the higher units of the memory are given in table 2.1. So this is table 2.1. We are going to see this. Let's see what is written here. A computer language represented in bits is known as binary language. In this, 0 represents the off state and 1 represents the on state. Sorry, I said opposite in the previous line. 0 means off, means that no electricity is flowing, and 1 means that some electricity is flowing. So 1 means on state. So 0 represents off and 1 represents on, means 0 represents electricity is on, and 1 represents means electricity is 0 represents off state. 1 means that there is electricity, and 0 means that there is no electricity. So these are the units, and the basically the mm, higher units of memory. So 1 kilobyte, because kilo is 3, so 1 kilobyte is equals to 2 raised to the power 10 bytes. So this is 1 to 124 bytes total. 2 raised to the power 10 is equals to um, uh, 124. So this is 124. So 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte is equal to 2 raised to the power 10 um, kilobytes. So which means that 1 raised to the power 2 4 kilobytes, which is equal to, will multiply by When we are going to multiply them by 2, this is uh, 1024 into 1024, which is let me see what is 1024 into 1024. 1024 into 1024, which is equals to um, 10,48,576 bytes. Okay, so similarly, then gigabyte is 2 raised to the power 10 megabytes. Then you're going to multiply it 3 times. Then terabyte, 2 raised to the power 10 gigabyte, which means that 124 gigabytes, which means 1 2 3 4 times you're going to multiply this. Then petabyte and petabyte and all this. So you have to revise this units at your on your own. Okay, so how many types of memories are there in the computer? So computer has different types of memory. There is permanent memory storage and there is temporary memory storage. Okay, so computer can be classified into three types of memories, namely primary memory, read-only memory, and secondary memory. So these are the um, types of memories that the computer can be divided into: primary memory, which is the internal memory; read-only memory, which is this memory; and secondary memory is this memory. So we are going to discuss these memories into detail in the next chapter lecture. So as of now, I'm just revise. Um, Okay, in this, let me tell you one thing, that in computer memory, it basically consists of many millions of bytes. So to make it easier, let me just tell you one thing, that this K represents kilobytes, and um, which can be expressed. So 1K basically means that it is equal to 1024 byte. 1024 K is equal, when K is written, that means 1024. Okay, so for example, 64K bytes of memory is 65536, means you have to multiply 64 with 1024. So what K means? 1024. So whenever K is written and the previous number is 64, then you have to multiply 64 with 1024, and then the number of bytes will be placed in front of you. So okay, so this is how the um, the memory works. So basically the CPU calls instructions and data from the computer memory, because the computer performs different tasks at different times. So the memory is so it is important to store a lot of information and data for the computer, and which is done in memory. So divide this lecture. I'm going to see you in the next lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.